Good morning, Class 5. It's Miss Henderson here. I'm missing you all very much and I hope you're all okay. Welcome to our first online video. Today you're going to be doing some guided reading with me, and the text we're going to read is called Counting. And before you carry on with the video, I would like you to have a think about what you think the text is going to be about based on just the title. Okay, so we're going to read together, and as good readers are like detectives, we can highlight or circle any words or phrases that you're unsure of whilst you're reading, so that you can go back to those later on and we can try and find out the meaning of them. So I would like you to read with me. Today I walked to school. I went a longer way than usual. I'm counting up my steps. I stopped at the newsagent and bought a bottle of water. My teacher says it's important to drink a lot to stay healthy. By the time I'd got to the front gate, I'd already done 5,000 steps. What a big number, I thought to myself. But then I remembered what I'd heard on the news the day before. Apparently, there are only 5,000 black rhinos left in the wild. Immediately, 5,000 seemed insignificant. Our first lesson was English. We wrote a story. Mine was all about an astronaut blasting off into space to explore the universe. He was looking for another planet for humans to live on. Afterwards, I counted up my word. 800! I told my friend, who said it was loads. Way more than they'd written. But then I remembered that there are roughly 800 mountain gorillas left in Africa. After that, the number seemed minuscule. I dreaded maths after break. We had a fractions test, and I hate fractions. I'd drunk a lot of water to make sure my brain was working well. I'd lost the bottle I bought before school, but luckily we had a pile of plastic cups for us to use at the water fountain. Our maths teacher was cold and had forgotten his coat, so we had the radiators on full. It was sweltering. In the end, the test wasn't too bad. We had 55 minutes, but I finished after half an hour. It felt like such a long time, so many minutes to waste. While I waited, I thought back to an advert on the television. 55 elephants are killed each day for their ivory. How awful! Now, 55 felt enormous, far bigger than before. At lunch, my friend reminded me that tomorrow was her birthday. As if I could forget, she always makes such a big deal of being 1 whole year older. It's only 365 days, I always tell her. 365 get-ups. It's not that big of a number to get through. Then I caught sight of a poster on the wall. It was battered and unloved, but I could just make out the message. Every hour we dump 365 tons of plastic into our ocean. That's 5 times as heavy as a space shuttle, or 3.5 blue whales every hour. Definitely not insignificant. In an instant, I looked down at the plastic cup in my hand, the 4th I'd used today, and thought back to the plastic bottle I'd bought from the shop. Where would they all end up? Would they be part of the 365? Finally, it was time to go home. As I climbed into my mum's car to drive the half a mile to our house, I thought back to how I'd started the day. I looked at my watch. I'd only hit another 2,000 extra steps. Not as many as I'd wanted. As if by magic, the man on the radio chimed in with the news. Scientists have worked out that around 2,000 species of animals are becoming extinct each year. Suddenly, 2,000 seemed vast. That's 5 species a day, my mother exclaimed. I swallowed hard and thought back over all the things I'd done today that weren't helping the planet. I don't think I can live with losing 5 species a day. Can you? Okay, I would like you to pause the video whilst you have a look at the words and phrases that you have highlighted, and you can go online, you can read back through the text to try and understand what those words might mean. Okay, I'm going to have a look at some of the questions. I'm going to do the first one with you to show you how I would like you to answer the questions. So you can do the summary focus on your own, but we're going to have a look at the first of our Vipers questions. So the V stands for vocabulary, so we're looking for examples of vocabulary that tell you the size of a number. So we need to go back through the text to have a look where the numbers are mentioned. So if we have a look around this area, they've done 5,000 steps. What a big number. Okay, we'll have another. So I'm skim reading here to find important information. The number seemed minuscule. So the word minuscule means that something is very small. Okay, we're going to have a skim read again. How awful. Now 55 felt enormous. I'm sure we all know what enormous means. And we'll have another look here. So I'm looking for the key information. I'm looking for the statistics that are in here. Suddenly 2000 seemed vast. So we've got our 3 words: vast, enormous and minuscule. Okay, I would like you to pause the video here whilst you answer the rest of your questions, and then when you are ready, I'm going to give you 30 seconds for a scanning game. Okay, now you love the scanning games that we play in school. Okay, so your 30 seconds starts now.